Alright everybody, it's DJ Gatsby. We're here with author SHAWN HUDSON. We filmed a promo for the DJ Gatsby Show on BronxNet TV. Yo, SHAWN, welcome to the show, my brother.
What's going on?
No, we chilling, man. We working hard. We got this event coming up, man, that you're gonna be part of. The Literary Mixer going down at the Dwyer Cultural Center here in Harlem. You excited about that?
Yep, definitely. Can't wait.
All right. So for your readers and the viewers here who don't know who you are, man, tell us, tell them what your name is, where you're from, and what is it that you do.
Well, my name is SHAWN HUDSON from the Bronx, Soundview section. I love to write since the age of 16. I like listening to music, work, and pretty much just live life.
All right. Now, I got your book here, your latest book, Death of the Stereotype. It's a book of poetry, I assume, right?
Yes.
Tell us when you started writing and why did you decide to start writing poetry?
Well, I started writing at the age of 16, and I started writing poetry around 2011. It was my senior year. My art teacher, she was in charge of the yearbook, and she asked me, do you write poetry? And I didn't before. I just wrote stories only. And then I just gave it my best shot at it, and just wrote how I felt. And that's what really made me started to write poetry, was to express how I feel about not just myself, but certain things I see going on in the world, to give a different perspective on it.
Yeah, now the title, man, is very interesting. Excuse me. The title is very interesting. How did you come up with the title? We're going to talk about the poems and the type of poems that you have in here, but how did you come up with the title, Death of Stereotype?
I came up with it because I was in Monroe College when I was taking a class. It was an English course. And one thing we was talking about, it was a topic of, what was it? It was like, what would you say at, like, say, a eulogy for somebody? And I suggested, what if we had, like, say, the death of a stereotype, the death of, like, say, gun violence or police brutality or racism, or some sort of idea or ill that we feel is plaguing us, and I figure, like, stereotypes, I wanted to, like, kill it in some sort of way, because I feel like they're misconceptions of who we are, no matter who it is, there's a stereotype about everybody, and a lot of times we assume certain things about people just by how they look or where they're from or whatever, so I just figured, this is my way of helping kill it.
Okay, now I interviewed Ishmael Brown a little earlier, and in his book, he talked about stereotypes as well, not as much, it wasn't in the title. What are some of the stereotypes you're looking to address in the book, in your poetry?
One of the stereotypes I want to address is, like, the lack of knowledge, like, of mental health, like, in the black community, because I feel like a lot of times we don't really see the seriousness of it, or some of us lack the education on it to really combat it and really realize that it's a serious thing, because you grow up, you see certain things going on in your neighborhood that traumatizes you. And a lot of times I feel like us as black people, particularly us as black men, we feel we gotta wear a mask to hide our trauma and hide a lot of stuff that goes on. Otherwise we feel we're, perceived as weak. Another stereotype is pretty much, I would say domestic violence is another one.
Sure.
Homophobia. I feel like misogyny, that's another one. There's a few. Respectability politics, that's a major one too, right in there. Because I feel like a lot of times we feel like we gotta police ourselves so we could try to prove to everybody else we're not ignorant, but at the same time you're hurting yourself by doing it,
Yeah. So I like the way you basically explain that. A lot of people do stereotypes. It's like racism, discrimination. They'll talk about how people are stereotyped by other races.
Yeah.
But I like the way you put that about mental illness and things that go in the black community. And a lot of times people can't be themselves they're trying to be something else.
Yeah.
Either they're a gangster, they're a thug, they're a drug dealer, they're a hustler, a pimp, a player, or something like that.
Yeah.
And in a lot of cases, they're not.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes you got to be a tough guy.
Yeah.
And you gotta, you know, you have to kind of play a part, play a role in society. Once again, it's DJ Gatsby. You're watching the DJ Gatsby Show. We're here with author SHAWN Hudson. He's talking about his book, Death of the Stereotype. We'll be back with more questions from SHAWN in just a minute. You're watching the DJ Gatsby Show.